and welcome to Out and About. I'm Diane Gonzalez. Lincoln is blessed to have a great local music scene, but one local band that's been a favorite for decades has decided to say goodbye. The FabTones have two final shows this month, an FAC at the legendary Zoo Bar and a final farewell extravaganza on New Year's Eve. We thought it would be fun to have the FabTones come in and share some of their favorite memories, and here we are. I was hoping to get maybe one or two of you, and you were all able to show, so this is wonderful. Yeah. I'm going to start by having you all say your names and tell us what you do in the band.
I'm Jim Pfeiffer, and I play bass guitar and sing.
All right.
I'm Pam Herbert Barger, and I sing and play keyboards.
I'm Steve Hansen, and I am the lead guitar, actually the only guitar player in the band and the designated Chuck Berry singer.
Harmony.
Do you do the moves?
No, well, not anymore.
I'm Reynold Peterson, and I play drums and sing.
I'm John Hiskey. I play saxophones.
Saxophones.
Yes.
Saxophones. I understand that when you play with the FabTones, they're sometimes called the Fab Horns.
We do expand sometimes. I have a good buddy who plays trumpet, so.
Wonderful.
And then I have some other buddies who play other instruments, so at the Zoo Bar you'll see a lot of them.
A wide cast of characters.
Yes.
Then, huh? Well, there seems to be some dispute over how this all got started. Let's hear your stories on when you think the FabTones got together. Who wants to
It's
start?
a black and white ball that John sat in with us because we wanted extra horns, and that was at the train station.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And it was a fancy wine night, or what?
Well, there's some dispute about that, too. We think it might have been the black and white ball.
But what year
we
was
hired John.
That was 95.
95? Right. But I also heard 92 thrown around.
We actually kind of morphed out of a band called the New High Flyers. The four of us, without John, started as the FabTones somewhere around 92, I think. That's what I found in my files.
Wow.
And then we added John later, not long after.
Right.
Do you remember what year that was, John?
For some reason, January of 93 sticks in my mind.
Okay, that
That's
sounds
right.
right
When I was
to me.
asked to join this happy band.
We are going to settle on the fact that the FabTones started in the early 90s.
We can
How's
go with
that?
that.
Yeah.
How's that?
We all, I mean, with the exception of John, we all had kind of connections previous to the FabTones in other bands. Pam
I started playing with you and Reynold in 1975, I can tell you.
Wow.
We were in Sour Mash, Pam, Reynold, and I. Steve and I played in the Bluegrass Crusade for a while, and Reynold and I go way back to Burt County. He was from Oakland, I was from Tacoma, and there were all these little rock and roll bands that played battles of the bands.
That's right, we played against each other.
Yeah.
But we all knew each other, it was cool.
Didn't we have the Lightning Bugs too before
Lightning Bugs were 87.
87?
Yeah,
So we were in that.
Reynold and Steve and I played
Yeah,
in
we were in
Lightning
that
Bugs. So there were all these kind of connections. We all knew each other, with the exception of John, and we had a request to have some horns at this gig at the train station, and somehow we got John's name, and so we hired him as a sideman a couple of times, and then Reynold, I think you always kind of said, I'd like to have a saxophone player in the band.
Yeah.
And
Thought we wanted to just move in together first.
At some point, we asked John to join us as a full-time permanent member.
I remember calling Ed Love and asking if he was a nice guy. Ed said you were great.
Yes, we had to get references.
Yeah.
Get
I
references,
proved
huh?
him wrong.
Yeah, because I've been so lucky to play with nice guys my whole life. So.
What's made it so much fun to play with each other over the years?
Funny.
Funny?
They're all funny.
Yeah?
They're my peeps.
You're the lone woman. Have you had to put up with some good-natured ribbing?
Pantsuit.
She's right in there with us.
Yeah.
there
I
with
give
us.
as good as I take. But
Well, Steve, what's made it fun for you, playing with the FabTones?
Well, I agree with Pam that it's really personalities. you know, had, you know, the people that you'd enjoy hanging out with. I mean, we'd socialize, occasionally have parties and stuff. And I think that's the main thing. I mean, it was just a huge bonus that they were all great musicians.
Some of Lincoln's finest, right?
Well,
here.
I would say that, yes.
Yeah. No, Pam, you too. You too.
Thank you.
Reynold, what's made it fun for you?
Just like-minded. We don't take ourselves too seriously, I don't think. You know, obviously, we didn't pursue music at a higher level. We stayed in Lincoln and just enjoyed playing for the people that come out to see us. I mean, if Lincoln's fans are great.
Our fans are great.
Yeah, and I just love playing for people and watch them dance. You know, if the crowd's dancing, everybody's having fun, and you can't go wrong. And my second most memorable moment, why I do it, is having a sax man. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Never had played with one before, but
All right.
And a couple, I mean, by now we've had many times that we've played with lots of horns, but I started playing in the mid-'60s, and at that time, a lot of the bands on the road, I mean, there are bands like the Flippers and the Red Dogs, and they did old rhythm and blues, you know, Wilson Pickett, Sam and Dave, Otis Redding, and I always loved that stuff, and of course that's horns. And at some point, I said, sometime we ought to, you know, just get a whole bunch of horn players and have a really big band, you know, and that kind of sound. And John, God bless him, wrote out a whole bunch of charts for rhythm and blues songs that we had in our repertoire. So one of my favorite memories is the first time we had a big band at the Zoo Bar. We had a 10-piece band. Reynolds rented some scaffolding to kind of put at the back of the stage to expand the size of the stage because we were going to have so many players and stuff, and the, you know, just kind of the first notes that we hit on the first song, and this kind of wall of sound was really a fun memory.
When they called me to play this first job down at the train station, I had no idea who these people were. I didn't know them. I'd never heard them play.
moving with the jazz players.
I was moving in a different musical circle at the time, and we got up on stage and we started to play, and I thought, holy, whatever, where have these guys been all my life? And there was such a connection there because everything worked just kind of locked in, and it was great. I loved it. So I stayed with them ever since. And Jim was talking about the big band. I had worked in years past with the Red Dogs from Kansas, and then a few years later, this would be in the late '60s, then I played in the Smoke Ring from Norfolk, and those both were horn bands. So I came out of a large horn band rock and roll experience. So when Jim brought up the idea we should have a FabTones big band, I thought, well, sure, let's do it. So I got a program for my computer that wrote music, and I arranged 35 songs, I think it was.
No
It
easy
took-
feat.
It took hours. It took, I don't know how long it took.
Just
but-
learn to use it.
It was so much fun when we got up there on stage and I think we brought in 3 additional horn players, or maybe 4, I don't know. But
Jimmy.
it was magnificent. So that probably is my biggest experience, is when we could expand the group. But even when we go out as a 5-piece, it's so much fun. We have a good time. I've never heard a bitter word being exchanged in this group, ever. Everybody respects everybody else, and it's just a wonderful experience.
So rumors that you're splitting up because you don't get along, those are totally false. There's no Yoko Ono here causing trouble. Okay, just checking. Now, all of you play in other bands and will continue to do so, with the exception of John.
Yeah.
John, New Year's Eve will be your very last performance?
That's as far as I can tell.
What a loss for Lincoln to not have you on stage again.
Well, lives change, and I've come to the part of my life where I think I'm done being a performer.
You've got a grandson, that's pretty cute.
Got,
Yeah.
got a little grandson who just moved here from Chicago, and got a son in LA who needs attention from time to time.
Who's a great musician.
Who's
yeah.
a bass player, and he's always on tour, so I have to sneak in when I can.
There you go.
Maybe you could sit in with him.
Gramps.
Go on tour.
Well, Kent Walgamont had a column recently where he talked about how these farewell tours that bands do, sometimes it's not the farewell, it's not the last one. Any chance of a reunion show sometime down the road?
Well, pretty doubtful, I'd say, with John's
Yeah.
situation.
But don't count it out.
I mean, you never know,
You
right?
never
I
Never
mean,
say never.
Never say
I
never.
think Cher's going to have us open for
Very good. That'd be a good choice. Got to get
Frank
your costumes
Sinatra.
ready now. Well, let's talk about the final two shows that you're going to be doing. The FabTones final FAC is 5 to 8 p.m. Friday, December 13th at the Zoo Bar. There's admission charge. Zoobar.com is the website. Do you have any special surprises planned for the FAC?
Gotta work
Of course,
on
If I
if
get
you
the new
tell me
lyrics
it's not
written.
That's one that we're going to bring in some
Smoke
extra horn
machine?
players. Yeah, we just were
Strobe.
at the Zoo Bar and there was a smoke machine at the back of the stage. We thought about
well,
firing it
maybe
up.
fire that thing up. But you'll get to hear some of those arrangements that John wrote
Yeah,
for
with the
the
extra horns.
for the horns. I think we have two.
We got 3 horns coming in,
So we have a total of 4.
2 trumpets and another saxophone.
Oh, wow, that's going to be
All
great.
right, should be great. Then the FabTones final performance, 7 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Of course, that is New Year's Eve. That's going to be at Shea Soto. That's 11th and K Street. There is an admission charge there. You'll find the details on Facebook, or you can contact Reynold for tickets. R. Peterson Design, that's Peterson with an O, rpetersondesign@gmail.com. And before I'll let you go, one more question for everyone. What are you going to miss most about the FabTones? Jim?
Well, I mean, I think I'll be seeing all these folks, so, if somehow I wasn't going to be seeing these people, that my heart would be broken. But the fact that I see them makes it easier. We just had fun. I mean, the joking and fun part and musical jokes. I mean, the number of weird little guitar licks or saxophone things that would be kind of put in the middle of a song that really had no reason to be there except to crack everybody else in the band up. I certainly will miss those.
A lot of little inside jokes.
Well, the worst is I've done the song Crazy, like every female singer is supposed to do it, since 75 or so. But John has done things to that song to make me laugh, and when he arranged for the horns with a lot of extra licks.
I had help from Steve.
Man, John, that's not
Oh,
very
no,
nice.
wait
That's
a
a hard
So
song.
I'm going to write
I didn't do
lyrics, new
anything.
lyrics.
Yeah, this is how
Yeah.
it starts.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are fun. I would do them just to try and make Pam laugh. It wasn't just that song.
No, it
There'd be
wasn't.
lots
The,
of
the
songs
intro to
just to see if she.
And sometimes make the
I
rest
do.
of the band groan.
Yeah, there's a lot of that
sometimes
too.
we get a little, just a little carried away.
It's out of hand.
Yeah, sometimes. Well, John and I, we used to, I don't know what song, we'd end up on our backs. Do you remember that?
Is that
Like,
in the mood?
In the mood.
In the
When it
mood.
gets
You know,
softer
but
and
then
softer
we,
and softer.
We,
Yeah,
we realized quickly that we
Your
I couldn't
knees.
get back up.
Yeah, we eventually had to quit
That's when you have to
We
quit.
quit doing that.
because we were do the rest of the
There's
gig on our
some
back.
stat-
Brand of
Statute.
our audience.
But I'll miss playing with John, too. I'll get a chance, I'm sure, to play with, well, the Lightning Bugs, and I'll get a chance to play with Pam again, I'm sure. And
We have a couple band together.
Yeah.
It's not the
Well,
same,
yeah.
though. Bluegrass
No,
isn't
it's
the
not
same
the
as
same,
this.
but so we have bands, but yeah, I'll miss playing with John. It was always fun.
I'll
I think
miss
we
the
try and
groove,
crack
yeah.
each other up too on numerous
We've done that
occasions.
from time to time.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to stop playing just so you could all laugh?
Yes,
No, that's
yes,
a
we
pride,
did.
pride thing that we have is, even if we mess the song up totally, You got to keep going.
Yeah, I
You
don't know
can't
if we ever
stop.
I don't
We
think
did
we've
stop.
ever.
Yes, we did. It was
But that's
Okay, we
a
have.
bunch of real
we do,
estate
but that's when
people.
it's really horrible.
Right.
I mean, that's
We were
I mean,
laughing
when
so hard
people
we
are
couldn't
in two
play.
different keys or something.
Yeah, but we'll just soldier on. I've sung to different keys all the time. Still do.
Well, there's an old
purpose.
saying, if you start the song together and end the song together, what happens in the middle doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you can make all kinds of mistakes.
Yeah,
But one
big
time we were
finish.
laughing so hard we couldn't
A big
sing, and we
finish.
stopped.
a big finish,
Was-
yes.
You don't remember
Right.
that?
John,
That-
we're gonna end with you. What will you miss most about not only playing with this band but playing on stage?
Just being able to entertain people. I'm with Jim. I love to see people dance and have a good time while I'm playing in the band, and the band is entertaining the audience. I've always thought this band never had an ego problem, that we were playing for ourselves. We were playing for the people in the audience, and the more they had fun, the more fun we had. So it was a reciprocal type of thing, and the more rambunctious the audience is, the more rambunctious sometimes we got. So that's,
In a good way or a bad way.
either way,
I'm going to
we've had
miss
fun.
screaming at the top of my lungs and playing
Are
rock
ya?
and roll music.
I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss playing
gets
rock
harder.
guitar. I think.
That's what I miss, but I'm going to miss that from
Yeah,
of you.
because I don't have. Well, I'd kind of sort of have that outlet with another band, but yeah, I'm gonna miss playing that.
How
We'll
about
have to work
schlepping all
on
that
it.
equipment around? You going to miss
Oh,
that?
schlepping.
Oh,
No.
schlepping.
Student union.
You guys don't have roadies?
We're looking for somebody.
Just a couple of nights as well.
No, my roadie days behind me. So. Well, one more time, we want to remind people how you can see the FabTones. Two more times this year. The FabTones final FAC at the Zoo Bar is coming up 5 to 8 p.m. Friday, December 13th. And then the big finale on New Year's Eve, the FabTones final performance, and that's at Shea Soto at 11th NK. And any big surprises for that concert? It'll be the final one.
Final
Pull out all
viewing.
the stops.
Costume changes.
I think we'll be bringing the limbo bar.
Wigs.
Oh, yeah.
Limbo bar, yeah.
That would be good.
Maybe a limbo contest.
We're hoping that a lot of our musical friends will come and sit in,
Yes.
because that's always fun to have our friends come and play.
All right.
I'm sure there'll be some guests,
So,
yeah.
so we'll have some guests.
All right. Fabulous music from the FabTones is guaranteed. Thank you all so much for entertaining us for all these years. And John, special thank you to you.
Oh, thank you.
You're one of our favorites. So
Oh, thank you.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank
And
you,
when
Diane.
we come back, we will have Jeff Mall here to talk about what's happening across the city. But first, we're going to take a look at a schedule for Lincoln Stars, and we'll find out what's coming up at the Lancaster Event Center. Stay with us.
You can really go, go, go. Riding fast or moving slow.
Welcome back to Out and About. And Jeff Mall joins us now from the Convention and Visitors Bureau. And it's sad to see the FabTones are calling it a day, but
It's hard to believe.
Those things happen. We also,
Yeah.
speaking of things that are ending, we want to give a shout out to our good friend Mally Keelan, who has done the Keelan and Friends Christmas concert for 31 consecutive years, and that is ending. So
Yeah.
no show this year for the first year in 31 years. The reason we want to give a shout out to Mally is not only have they given us some great entertainment over the years, but they have raised about $75,000 for local nonprofits through those Christmas shows. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's a chance one of these years maybe they'll
Yeah.
do a special. Like the FabTones said, never say never.
You never say never. Look at all the artists that are touring out there that Tom Lorenz talks about. A lot of them said
That's
they'd never
right.
tour again, and they're back again.
And they're back.
You know,
so-
Mally is one of those guys that he would call every year after we taped this show and thank us individually for talking about his show and putting a lot of energy into it. So great guy, great person to have in Lincoln, and this will be missed, much like the
Yes, it
FabTones in
will.
the future, because I think people mark their calendar each and every year for events just like those.
Yep, time marches on.
They do.
But we have some new traditions in Lincoln. We're going to start with one of those, and that's skating at the rail yard.
2 days ago, I was actually down at the rail yard,
Were
and they were
you?
putting the ice down, getting the dashers up. Great opportunity to go down to the rail yard and enjoy some great ice rink skating. That will run now through whenever it gets too warm
Whenever,
in the spring.
right.
And just a great opportunity to grab a hot beverage, some great goodies from downtown and rail yard merchants, and enjoy some figure skating. Under the cube, they'll have a lot of great warm fireplace videos going on if it's
nice.
cold, snowflakes, great setting.
Now, if the weather is looking bad, you will want to check the website, canopyst.com/railyard, to make sure that operations are still underway. But otherwise, just come on down, get some skates, and take off.
Everybody can do it. Even if you just walk along the dasher board,
That's me.
that's ice skating.
I'd probably still fall down.
You bet.
All right, last month we told you about the big new tradition in Lincoln, zoo lights at the Lincoln Children's Zoo. That continues through December 30th.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
have
have
you
nothing.
been?
Oh my gosh, have I been? It is amazing. 250,000 lights, a 34-foot Christmas tree, over 30 lit animal silhouettes. And I can tell you the comparison that I made at Zoo Lights. One, I have to thank LES. I have to thank the staff at the zoo who individually put up every single ice or light and framework at the zoo. Bloodied fingers. It was a lot of effort to put this thing in. So thank you so much to the zoo staff. But I got to tell you, this is the Hallmark Channel meets Disney. It is that special.
Whoa.
It is that magical, and it is something that I think needs to be a new holiday tradition for families, young couples, great date night opportunities. And I'll tell you, if you can pick a night where there's a little bit of light snow falling with those lights, picture perfect.
Magical time at the Children's Zoo. Something new, a new tradition as we say goodbye to some of the old things.
Yes.
Also, lots of fun at the Children's Museum. They're doing 2 of their annual programs. The first one allows you to make a beautiful candy house, much like this sort of fake one that we have here
Sort
on
of
our
fake,
table today.
right.
It's not real. Otherwise, I probably would have eaten it. But you can
Yeah.
make your candy house there and leave all the mess at the Children's Museum.
Nothing better than making a mess at somebody else's house. Definitely get a hold of the Children's Museum ahead of time and make reservations for this event. Call ahead. They'll give you all the goodies, all the framework, and you'll walk out of the doors with a masterpiece. 19th, 20th, and 22nd.
All right, and it's time once again for the annual Bubble Wrap Stomp. Yes, it's Make Believe Midnight. 2 chances to take
Yeah.
the kiddos and celebrate New Year's Eve with them.
Get a chance to celebrate from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. as well as 6 to 8 p.m. 2 opportunities to take their kids and celebrate Make Believe Midnight. Still giving parents a time to go out at night when they have the kids being watched by a sibling or a relative, but just a lot of fun again going on at the Children's Museum.
And speaking of holiday magic, it's Frozen Junior at the Community Playhouse. This is drawing some big crowds to see Anna and Elsa and the adventures with the other characters, Olaf and Kristoff.
You know it
and-
well. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
a lot of fun. Plenty of time during the month of December to take in Frozen Junior.
All right. Yes, that does go through the 22nd,
Yep,
so
yep.
lots of time. All right, the retailers. This is a big time of year for the retailers. They have some special events going on as well. 3 things we want to tell you about at Gateway, starting with Story Time with Santa.
Juice, cookie treats, and much, much more here. A holiday classic read by Santa himself. You're not just giving him your Christmas list. You're getting a chance to hear Santa read you a book.
All right, a couple days later, it's time to take the pets to see Santa.
Bring your leashed cats and dogs. You have to put them on a leash.
That's right, yeah.
Probably a
Good
safe
idea.
thing to do, and enjoy Santa's Enchanted Forest in the H&M Court. Furry friends will receive a special holiday bandana as well as a treat.
Oh, I bet that's going to be cute.
It will be.
All right, and then the sounds of the season. Holmes and Friedstrom Elementary choirs are performing at Gateway.
That's right. You'll get to hear both. The event is free, a great way to ring in the holiday season at Gateway Mall.
If you're headed down to South Point, you'll want to check out that little white cottage between Von Maur and Talbot's. That is the Santa Station.
Have your photos taken with Santa. Take your own photos if you'd like, but the Santa Station is a dedicated building right there at South Point Pavilions to enjoy Santa.
And it's good to see Piedmont getting into the holiday spirit here. They're going to have a winter wonderland with Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Oh,
so
Mrs. is gonna be
Claus
there.
gets
Good.
in on the action here.
Free cookies, hot chocolate, and warm apple cider in the stores, Christmas surprises and gifts, bubbles, coloring books, cookie decorating, and much, much more.
All right. It's also a wonderful time to go to our beautiful Lead Center. The Nebraska Repertory Theater is doing its annual holiday cabaret. Our own Jackie Allen, a world-renowned jazz singer, is going to be this year's featured guest.
Yeah, it should be at the Temple Building, the Holiday Cabaret, enjoying holiday music performed by your favorite rep performers.
All right. Have you ever heard of postmodern jukebox?
No, talk to me.
Well, I had to look it up. They do, they kind of do mashups of songs with, anyway, this one is going to be mashups of timeless holiday classics along with some of today's pop hits in the vintage styles of 20s hot jazz doo-wop and Motown. So it's called a very postmodern Christmas. They said it's kind of like
Great.
it's kind of like that famous video of David Bowie
Yep.
singing Little Drummer Boy with
Bing
Bing Crosby.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this chance to enjoy vocalists, dancers, and instrumentalists as well, all performed live.
something a little bit different. And then a great illusionist is coming, Jay Owenhouse. Have you ever heard or seen of this guy before?
I have heard a little bit about him.
He is a legendary escape artist, one of the most awarded illusionists in history. One night only here in Lincoln.
It's been voted by audience and critics alike as one of the top 10 live shows in America.
Wow.
Top 10 live shows in all of the United States. Get your chance at the Lead Center this coming December.
It says Bengal tigers up close.
Say what?
Bengal tigers up close. Wow.
Dare to believe.
Dare to believe. That sounds like one not to miss. All right. Nebraska Brass Concert Series is presenting their most popular concert series of the year. This one features all the traditional Christmas classics.
Joy to the World, Carol of Bells, Silent Night, and God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen.
Also, the famous Christmas Time is here from the Peanuts.
Yes, yes.
Charlie Brown specials.
Christmas time is here. Right, that one?
That one.
Okay, good.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that.
I tried. Can I have a cookie?
Yes.
All right.
That will help your singing voice.
One cool.
Definitely. Looks like I'm going to have to talk for a while, so we're going to talk about the Darrell White Trio giving its Christmas concert, jazz at the Boiler Grand Hall. This is in the Great Manse. Are you done? Are you done chewing?
You
yet?
got this one. Go ahead.
Darrell White is an associate professor of trumpet at the Glencorf School of Music, and he has performed all over the place.
Yeah,
So
well known
he's,
nationally and internationally.
That's right. And so this will be a great one. More jazz then at Soto. This is the Capital Jazz Society. We've got their Monday night concerts going on. They're going to take a break over the holidays, and they'll start up again in January. So
Yeah, December 9th, group sax. December 16th, Monday night, big band. December is going fast, by the way, because we
I
had a
know.
small gap after Thanksgiving. So everything we're talking about is more or less tomorrow. So
That's
go
right.
see these events.
All right. Also at Shea Soto, live in Lincoln. This is the newer concert series on Thursday nights. The McGovern String Band. This is not a Thursday. This one's on a Wednesday. And then the Shucks Brothers, December 19th. 26th, no concert. Again, they'll start back up in January.
And I will
So-
remind people that Shea Soto is open for coffee and lunch during the week.
All right. Another concert at Shea Soto is the Wildwoods with Jack
Hmm.
Rodenwoods.
You mean Jack Rodenberg?
Yes, but he's calling himself Jack Rodenwoods because he's performing with the Wildwoods.
Very clever. Jack will be opening the show with his own beautiful music, and the Wildwoods will be closing out the night. The Wildwoods are amazing, by the way. The two of them, I've heard them at a couple of vineyards over the spring and summer in Lincoln, and their music is it's magical.
They really made the Johnny Cash show at the Playhouse.
Yeah.
They made that really special.
Yeah.
Ring of Fire
Yeah.
featured the Wildwoods. That
Very
was pretty
cool.
cool. Again, we want to remind people also at Shea Soto the final last blast with the FabTones. So if you want to check that out, you can watch the first segment all over again. But also we have another couple of options for New Year's Eve. One features two other very popular Lincoln bands, the Tones and Soul Dog, rockin' New Year's Eve at the Rococo.
Soul Dog is a dynamic funk rock band. This 7-piece group is comprised of tight rhythm section and screaming horn section, while the Tones are all about harmony as friends as are in music. The cover music from the 60s, 70s, and today's rock and roll.
And if I'm not mistaken, the premier saxophone soloist in Soul Dog is the uncle of Jack Rodenwoods. Think about it. Musical family.
That is a family tree.
There's a new New Year's Eve event. This one does to support the Habitat for Humanity. It's Gatsby Gives. It's Roaring 20s. So it's an event that features the 1920s to usher in the 2020s.
And this fundraiser will feature cuisine, music live, and a silent auction. For more information, go to lincolnhabitat.org/Gatsby.
All right. All the fun and eating and partying can get exhausting. It's time to get back to nature.
Okay,
So
let's do it.
we're going to wrap up the show with some ideas on how to just get away from it all over the holidays. The winter solstice hike at Pioneers Park Nature Center, open to all ages.
Children must be accompanied by an adult. Register by December 18th for the hike. Great opportunity to get out and burn some calories as we move through the month of December.
The Hyde Observatory out at Holmes Lake has programs every Saturday night. They have different programs. They have 3 different telescopes. Take a peek into the universe.
Maybe space has a season. I don't know. So you'll get a chance to go out there. Opportunity, a free event, Holmes Lake, 70th Street, just a little bit south of Van Dorn.
And if you are still not relaxed enough, we have something for you at Gateway Mall.
I don't even know where to start
Jeff
with
is
this.
speechless. It is goat yoga.
Yeah. The Juniper Spa and Shepherd's Rest Goat and Sheep Rescue will get together for a 1-hour yoga session assisted by these special 4-legged friends. Part animal therapy, part yoga, and a whole lot of laughter. Class size is limited. Registration is required at Gateway Mall. This sounds like a ton of fun.
I went to go watch it because I'm afraid
Okay.
if I participated that I would hurt the animals.
So do the goats like walk across your back and it's just gently massaging?
Well, there's
Are
a
we...
commercial on TV now that shows
Okay.
the goats on, the people are lying down and the goats are walking on them.
I don't have to bring my own goat, do I?
No, I don't think so.
They'll provide the
I
goat.
think they take care of that, yes.
Okay, good.
There is a fee for this.
Okay.
I think spectators are probably free, but goat yoga, that's right. Winter solstice hike, going out to the observatory, a little goat yoga. That'll get you relaxed and rejuvenated.
That's a microphone drop as we exit 2019, if I ever heard it. I'm so excited about 2020. We have so much to look forward to in this city, and I want to thank you for your years of service with the City of Lincoln, the
Thank
Mayor's
you.
office, but also our arts community, because you mean a ton to a bunch of us, and I'm so happy to work with you. How many years now on this little program
I
we
know.
do, right?
Well, we celebrated 10 this
Yeah,
year.
we did. So let's do it another 10 if we can.
All right. Also want to give a shout out to Jamie Phillips, who provided our lovely candy house. She's the mayor's scheduler.
I love it.
Jeff, have another cookie.
I will off camera this time. I just couldn't
First,
stay
though,
away.
give us the website.
Lincoln.org is our website. You can give us a call at 434-5348, and that will ring you to our visitor center, appropriately and warmly located at 7th and P.
All right. Happy holidays, Jeff.
Happy holidays to you.
Have a cookie.
I'm going to.
All right. Tom Lorenz will join us next from Pinnacle Bank Arena and Pinewood Bowl. But as we go to break, we're going to take a look at some of the fun things happening at our local museums and galleries. Stay with us.
Can't start without that lick. No way. Wilson Pickett wouldn't have started without that lick. Uh-uh. No. Mustang Sally.
That's a big saxophone, John.
I think you better slow your Mustang down. Oh, yeah. Mustang Sally now. I think you better slow your Mustang down. Streets are kind of slick.
Welcome back to Out and About. Tom Lorenz joins us now, and you've had a slew of announcements lately. I counted 9 new announcements since you were here last.
Well, we knew that these shows that were kind of scheduled would start to do their announces here towards the end of the year, and they always like to get them out before Christmas, so all these things come out. And remember, tickets make great Christmas presents. So
that's right.
we always try to see those things come out, and it's exciting to get all these things announced. And a lot of good things coming, and it covers through most of next year, but there's more still coming after this.
More to come, and we've got a whole Pinewood season
That's
to
right.
announce too.
Yeah,
so.
we have several things in Pinewood, just the one announcement so far.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about basketball. At this point, the women have only one loss, 7
That's right.
wins.
The,
The
women
men's
are
team are about even.
Right, the women are 7-1, and that one loss was to Creighton, and men's are 4-4. And you know what? It's an entirely new team for the men, and so they're learning how to play with each other, and it is it's exciting to watch. And there's still some great talent out there, some raw talent, and the women are just terrific. I'm really excited for them. Amy Williams is a terrific coach and has put together a really good team, and I hope people come out and watch the women and cheer them on.
Well, we're taping this early December, so the conference season starts soon.
It does start soon. In fact, we'll have an early Big Ten game for the men here very quickly, and at the end of December is when the Big Ten season will start, and we've got all of January, February, and a little bit of March, and then we get to go to Decision Sunday. So
that's right.
Yep.
Hoping for the postseason.
That'd be great.
All right, well, let's talk about what you've been able to schedule in between and after basketball.
Sure.
Starting with more basketball. The
That's
Harlem
right.
Globetrotters
Well, how
are
perfect,
coming back.
We've got basketball on our mind, and so the Harlem Globetrotters, and they love coming back here. It's a great audience for them. The world-famous Harlem Globetrotters will bring their new Pushing the Limits World Tour to Lincoln on February 7th at 6 p.m. Globetrotter fans will experience even bigger moments and memories, including a live world record attempt at each game. So,
whoa.
Yeah, these guys hold like 21 current Guinness World Records, and there's more that they can do, and so they'll make that attempt at every game. And there's always great comedy and great skill. These guys are great athletes, and so it's fun to have them back, wonderful people to work with, and it's a really family fun event.
All right. February 18th then is a big concert with Korn and Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, Grammy Award-winning heavyweights Korn and multi-platinum hard rockers Breaking Benjamin are bringing their epic tour to Lincoln. Fans will have a chance to see 2 of the biggest forces in rock perform on the same stage. They'll have Bones UK as their opener. Korn was really big for a long time. They're a great hard rock band. And we've had such great rock shows over the last couple years, and Korn was one of the ones that was missing. We're glad to have them finally here.
Especially in the Cornhusker State.
Yep, exactly.
One of the big new announcements is Kiss.
We grew up listening to Kiss. It's another iconic band. Gene Simmons, just a band that I've seen multiple times who always puts on kind of the arena rock. They were really the starters of that. I mean, with fire and great lights and a huge stage and all the great stuff. So they're finally getting ready to sort of roll it up for their, for their final leg. And so it's called End of the Road Tour. It's coming to Lincoln. We're really excited about that. It's a great time in February, kind of slow times there, and so a fun night to get out and see Kiss one more time.
All right. Another new announcement, but this is a guy who's kind of making Lincoln his second home with Zach Brown.
Zach Brown, this will be his 3rd time here. They do love it here. They've started their tours twice. This one's not starting the tour. They had an opening. They called us, and we were able to make this work. Special guests Amos Lee and Pooh Bear. Multi-platinum Grammy Award-winning Zach Brown. They have this tour is called the Owl Tour. And they do all kinds of stuff. That Zach is really such a great musician, and all the guys in the band, they do country, they do some pop, they do some covers. They're just so talented. It's fun to watch them. They always have great people playing with them. And not only do you get with Zach, just music, but Zach is also a big foodie, and so he always does barbecue. We'll talk some about that. There's just a lot of great things. We love having them here, and they do feel like friends at this point.
All right. The next 2 shows have a lot of dirt involved in them, starting with the rodeo.
So this is the PRC Extreme Bulls Challenge and Ranch Bronc Riding. We've had Wally Mossbrucker with Mossbrucker Rodeo worked with us for many years. He comes back again this year. They have some of the best stock in the nation, and that's what it's really all about. You put great cowboys on great stock, and it's a wonderful deal. Everyone loves the bull riding, so bull riding will be the focus. Ranch bronc riding is a little something different. There's regular bronc riding. Ranch broncs are even a little bit of a rawer horse. They're a little bit tougher, but it's just like what guys will experience, on the actual ranch in breaking a horse. For this, they get to keep both hands on the horn. They don't have to mark so much as they come out. It's all about the best cowboy sitting on the rankest horse, and it's just like what you would see on the ranch, and this is really going to be exciting. So it's having both of those pieces there, lots of excitement. You're right up on the dirt, and I love doing rodeo. It's always fun.
And I know you also love Monster Jam.
And I've talked about it before. Monster Jam is one of those shows. I get to see this, obviously a lot of shows in this business, but I always go out and watch Monster Jam. These guys and girls that learn to drive these trucks, it is amazing. It's physical, it is talent, and these trucks get better and better every year with the things when they can stand on end or flip and do all kinds of weird stuff. It's so much fun. It's a rush of action. There's 8 trucks out there. They're the best in the country. The arena, actually, when we push all those seats back, lays out. It's a nice big area for them to work. They feel really comfortable. And it's just one of those things that not only you should not just bring the kids, bring your older kids, bring your older family, bring a date. It is fun. It gets bigger every year, Diane.
And bring your earplugs.
You can bring your earplugs, and because you'll need it, because these things just roar and rock. So.
All right.
Yep.
Huge new show announced April 20th. Cher is coming back.
She is, and Cher, is just an iconic name. It's one of those, when you only have to use your one name.
That's right.
That's it. So Cher is one of those. Special guests, Nile Rodgers and Chic. Cher has been involved in so many things. She has won so many different awards. Not only just music awards, but acting awards and everything else. Her shows are fabulous is the right word to use.
The costumes are legendary.
They are. And she does a costume change almost between every song, and they're orchestrated, and she still has a great voice. She loves doing this. Lots of energy. This is a big deal to get Cher back, and we're really happy to host her. And having Nile Rodgers and Chic, he really kind of invented. Some of the genres, almost modern rap and those kind of things, sort of started with Nile Rodgers. So lots of fun things happening with this show. Can't wait for that to happen. Tickets are selling well, but April 20th will be a fun day.
All right, Brantley Gilbert then is coming at the end of April.
Brantley is described as a southern rocker, a country rocker, and a little bit of a hard rock. He is kind of the what they would call a bro country kind of a singer, and he's been to Lincoln a few times before. Great to have him back. Always, he's got a new album out. This is the Worldwide Beautiful. No, this is a different tour for him, but it is so great to have them there. This is a rockin' night. I mean, people come down. You better be ready to. No one's going to sit and watch this. You're going to stand and watch this show.
All right, we've got five new shows to wrap up with today. The first one is the kids' favorite, Paw Patrol.
Yep, they've been here a couple times now. It is great. Paw Patrol, all the big puppies, all of the support people. Really big, colorful show. It's so much fun to be able to bring kids to this kind of stuff. It's a great introduction to live shows. The parents, there's even enough of a storyline there. The parents have fun with it, and it's great and fun to watch. We got multiple opportunities to see it, and we loved having them here.
It's fun just to watch the kids have fun.
It is, and they're up and they sing some songs that they can sing along with. It's very interactive, and it's I have a grandson now, and hopefully I can take him in a couple years and have a great time with him.
All right. A few days later, then, Kane Brown is coming to Pinnacle.
Kane Brown, it's the Worldwide Beautiful Tour with special guests Russell Dickerson and Chris Lane. Now not only is Kane Brown great, but Russell Dickerson and Chris Lane are really good up and coming country guys. Kane Brown's been called a breakthrough entertainer. He defies genres, breaks boundaries. He was here and opened up for Chris Young about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it was an amazing show. If you've watched him on the CMAs, he's a great entertainer, a great performer, kind of that next generation of country singer. And it is an honor to be able to see him, host his first world tour by himself and make one of the stops Lincoln, Nebraska.
All right. Speaking of royalty, Sir Elton John returns to Lincoln, and perhaps for the final time.
I think it's probably for the final time, but again, what can't you say about Elton? He has been performing for years. He is a master musician. He's socially conscious and active, and so many songs. And the great thing about Elton John is that as he's performed over the years, age gets to some of these entertainers and really changes. Elton still is at the top of his game. His choice to do a final tour, and it wasn't just a short little final, it's 300 dates. And so this is right near the end of it. All the reviews have been excellent. If you've never seen Elton before, you have one more chance to see him. If you've seen him again, you know what a great show it is and how this will be an awesome experience. Backstage, we get to interact, briefly with Elton, and he's always been a wonderful gentleman to interact with. He gives his all, and this is, Diane, when you look at maybe the top 5 shows that we've ever done, this will be in that top 5 again.
I saw the tour in Omaha earlier this year, and I am so looking forward to see it again. He reveals a lot about himself during the show, and I enjoyed it as much or more than any of the many Elton John concerts I've seen. It was really special.
Well, and he gets to look back over his career. He gets to maybe share some of the stories on some of the songs, and I think it's got to be touching for him. I mean, he knows he's saying goodbye to an audience, and so this is really, really cool.
Now you're going to make me cry. Tell us about Dude Perfect coming June 19th.
So Dude Perfect is an online, kind of a group of guys. It's Tyler Toney, Cody Jones, Garrett Hibbert, and twins Kobe and Corey Cotton. In their second live tour, they did one last summer, sold out about 20 of their arena dates. The fans will experience the dudes up close and personal when they bring in their action right into the audience with crazy stunts, competitive battles, some of their most funny and embarrassing stories, outlandish stereotypes, and several of their most popular segments from their award-winning Overtime series. These guys have literally billions of hits on YouTube. They're followed by dads and sons and families and kids and daughters from all across the country. It's really unique. We're seeing more of these types of shows. We did the Tenderloins a couple years ago. This is kind of an outgrowth of this. Their stage is very unique. It's kind of it's got the normal stage on the north end, but then they have a long runway, and they'll be right in within the audience, and they can do some of their sports stunts out there. And it's really a cool show, and the response has been unbelievable. When you can tell when you talk to a Dude Perfect fan and mention it, their eyes light up and go, "Really, man, they're coming!" And it's fun to bring this next kind of show to Pinnacle Bank Arena.
All right, got to do something good for the dudes every once in a while.
The dudes, you know what? We can have some shows for the moms and daughters, but we got to have the guys have to come by, and it doesn't mean moms and daughters don't come to this either. So
the last show we're going to talk about was just announced in the last couple of days. James Valentine is bringing Maroon 5 back, this time with Meghan Trainor.
That's, it's an awesome opener, but to have James and the whole Maroon 5 group back in Lincoln again, James, a native son, Southeast High School, University of Nebraska, still is involved, comes back and works with a jazz band, great musician. Maroon 5 is one of those iconic bands that has multiple albums, and they keep making hits. They've got, the newest one is out now. I think it's somewhere between number 5 and number 1 on Billboard. Talented bunch of guys, a really cool stage show. And if you look at the lineup of where they're playing I think 4 different baseball stadiums, a whole bunch of Live Nation, major sheds, and Pinnacle Bank Arena. And
of course,
you know what? We like to think that James has some say in that and making sure it comes back. Boy, this is. It's a great year. It's really turning out to be an excellent year for concerts, and I know a couple of them are repeat ones, and Maroon 5 is the second time they're back. But when these bands continue to evolve and change and get better, and you get to see, Cher, who gets another whole shot at, new costumes and all this fun stuff, Diane, we're having a blast down there, and we love the way Lincoln supports these things. And I think we'll have a few more great surprises for people over this next year. And
more to come, more news from Pinewood
Certainly
Bowl.
Pinewood, yep.
So far, one concert announced, Vampire Weekend, in September 27th. But you probably got 10, 11 announcements to make?
We'll be in that 11 or 12 shows by the end of the season, and a few of those are locked in already. We're working, on dates with the other ones. I just saw Vampire Weekend on Austin City Limits again, and what a talented bunch, and it's so it's going to be a very cool season. We've got some very big names that'll be coming in, a couple of kind of final tour type things, and Pinewood, we're looking at, not this season, but the next season, even upgrading some more things out on the customer
Great.
side. And we always try to make that a great experience. And we've got a great experience now backstage for the artists. All we need now is just the right timing between any rainstorms, and we'll be in great shape. But it's always nice to have Pinnacle as a backup also.
Right.
It has been a tremendous year. It's our last show of the year, so I'm really excited. Thank you for helping us support the shows. Thank you, Lincoln, for helping put these on the map. It's great to be able to talk to promoters and agents and talk about Pinnacle Bank Arena. They have immediate knowledge of us. They know it's a highly successful building and venue, and it makes my job fun. So thanks.
2 great venues, one and only Tom Lorenz.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
All right, great staff. I get to take the credit. We have a great staff, and the city supports us, and the Parks and Rec guys at Pinewood can't be forgotten. So a lot of great things happening. Wonderful town to live in. Merry Christmas to you, Diane.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and have a chocolate star.
I will. Those look good.
All right.
We waited till after to have these. So.
That's right. Jeff made the mistake of eating one during the
Did he
show.
get a little something on his teeth, I hope?
No, I just had to do the talking for a while. So thank you for not doing
Yes.
that. Tom, thank you so much, and we're looking forward to a great 2020.
It'll be fun, Diane. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you for joining us for Out and About. If you missed any of the events that we talked about today, stay tuned. We'll be running a list again right after the show. I want to thank all the guests we had for today, and thank you for joining us. We hope to see you out and about.
Jackie Wilson sang, it was with the teeth. Kind of love you got, knock me off my feet. Let it all hang out. Let it all hang out. Wind up, so wind up. Don't need no coffee in my cup. Let it all hang out. Let it all hang out now. Dang-a-lang-a-lang, dang-a-lang-a-lang-a-lang. Dang-a-lang-a-lang, dang-a-lang-a-lang-a-lang. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. When you smile, when you smile, when you smile, oh, when you smile, oh, when you walk across that room, make my heart go boom, boom, boom. Let it all hang out. Let it all hang out. And every time you look my way, honey, you brighten up my day. Let it all hang out. Just let it all hang out, baby. Dang-a-lang-a-lang, dang-a-lang-a-lang-a-lang. Dang-a-lang-a-lang, dang-a-lang-a-lang-a-lang. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. When you smile, when you smile, I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. When you smile. Here we go. If you ever plan to motor west, take my way, the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. Well, it winds from Chicago to LA. More than 2,000 miles all the way. You get your kicks on Route 66. Now it goes to St. Louis, driving Joplin, Missouri. Oklahoma City looks oh so pretty. Oh, see Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona. Don't forget Winona.